Welcome back to this 7 News special, Minding Your Money. Well, it was property that started all of this. Home loans handed out to Americans, whether they could afford them or not. House prices in the US have collapsed. Some homes are selling for as little as $1. Europe is now going through the same thing. So what's going to happen here? Howard Gretton investigates.
In the US, thriving communities are now suburban wastelands. The banks have repossessed 3 million homes. House prices in the US and the UK have plummeted 20 to 30%. What about here, the so-called lucky country, where buying a house is the great Australian dream? Are we immune? What's going to happen to home ownership and affordability in the future?
Well, it's going to return to the 60s, I think. It'll be a time for savings and you're going to have to eyeball the bank manager again.
Real estate agent Paul Tonich was a top seller in the boom in the state that boomed the most, Western Australia. How times have changed.
We've had chocolates. We actually forgot what bald lollies are. Like we haven't met this market before.
In the newer suburbs, families with big mortgages are doing everything they can to hold on.
At the moment I'm working 3 jobs to try and keep my house basically, and my wife's having to work nearly 7 days a week. So there's no one to look after the kids.
Gareth Grasso is worried his home is not worth what he paid for it 2 years ago at the height of the boom.
That's $645 now. That's $645. Exemplary living here.
Slow going at a Sydney auction.
The market still, is speaking, and again today we're a little bit shy of where we wanted to be or where we expected to be. However, our vendor had a decision to sell, and he did.
Hi, how are you? I'm Julie. Here's a brochure on the property.
Agents say for those lucky enough to have the money, it's a buyer's market.
There seems to be things in our favour that properties have been on the market for quite a long time now.
I think cash will be king. If you've got the money to invest, you're going to do particularly well over the next few months and years.
$465, sold to the gentleman right there. Congratulations, sir.
Howard Gretton there. Let's bring in Louis Christopher. Louis, you make your living analysing the property market. Are we headed for a property slump the size of what's happening in America and Europe?
I think it's actually possible. When we actually look at our debt to income ratios, they're actually higher than what the States went through. So we've got a huge household debt that we have to deal with at this point in time. And if the world economy goes into a deleveraging environment, in other words, assets are sold down, then yes, we could be in trouble.
Which areas of Australia are most at risk?
I believe the WA housing market is certainly at most at risk. That together with the southeast Queensland market. Yes, we've got their Sydney richest suburbs. We're already seeing that now. Auction rates at the top end are coming off. That together with Melbourne as well. And yes, we do have Darwin in there because they were part of the commodities boom.
Any areas that will hold up better than others, do you reckon?
Well, it all depends how far the economy is damaged with the events. Look, if we see massive damage, then everyone's going to be impacted. It's no matter what. However, if it's a mild downturn, then I actually believe the Sydney market, many parts of the Sydney market will hold. But outside that, and maybe we could consider Melbourne, but outside that, no, there'll be some damage.
What if you need to sell at the moment?
Well, if you're an outright homeowner, let's say you don't have any mortgage. Don't sell. There's no need to sell.
Okay.
Hang on to the house. Just don't look at the value of it. If you have debt on your house, I would recommend paying it off as quickly as you can. If you have to sell, then sell quickly.
All right. Okay, Louis, thank you for that. Appreciate it. So what's the future hold when we come back? How to cope with the crisis and protect what you've got?